Four wise women with different coaching specialties talk about living an empowered, creative, and balanced life.
All right, so today we're going to talk about motivation, what that means for us, what that means for when we're working with our clients. And I thought, Liz, since you help people feel a sustained sense of accomplishment, that maybe you would go first.
Why, thank you. I am quite familiar with the topic of motivation. It is something that I struggle with, and I particularly have trouble getting motivated when things don't get solved in one shot. And I can sometimes like get myself geared up and make that phone call or go on that errand or something. But if I can't get it done in one shot, it wipes me out and I want to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been really hard during this time, because everything is so frustrating. You can't get things done right now. At least around here, you can't get. I want to have some house repairs done, and but I can't call anybody to go to do them because nobody can come to my house. And so I'm impatient, and I'm geared up, and I really want to get this done, but I can't, and it's frustrating. And so I had a little talk with myself, and I was saying, okay, just breathe, think about, just have some patience, give yourself a little grace. These strange things are happening now. This is not, the world is different, and so to take a breath and take it easy, and motivation will come, right timing will come. You're doing the best you can, and we're going to find creative solutions. So the other thing that I was thinking about it was that it's like we're creating new neural networks. There's new ways that things get done these days. And we have to take a moment to be creative, to find them. You can't just, okay, it's time to check off this box, let's go for it right now. You can't do that right now. So anyhow, I think the finding new creative solutions and be patient with yourself.
Yeah, patience is a good word. I feel like that's a hard thing right now, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Deb?
Motivation's a very big topic when it comes to wellness. And the challenge for a lot of people is they want to do something because of this sort of external reward they see. Like they're going to look better, they're going to lose weight, they're going to do all these things. And when it comes to motivation, honestly, we need to find our intrinsic motivation. Like, what is it that feeds us and makes us feel better? And when we have that intrinsic motivation, a lot of times it's easier to accomplish things. I know that's a little off. I'm not like following up with what you said, Liz, but when I'm just thinking about what motivation means in terms of my world, our world, because we're all about wellness, it really is about finding, I do this thing because it feeds me somehow, it makes me feel better. Extrinsic rewards are very important too. I mean, in terms of just life, right? Because we want to make money, we want to get accolades, whatever. But ultimately, I think we need to find that internal, what is it that motivates us from the inside out. So when it comes to wellness, that can be, this is going to make me feel better. That doesn't always work for everybody, but because it does make them feel better, and then they still have trouble getting into and adhering to things. Then, okay, so let's go here. It would be a combination of the two would probably be best. But let's find our internal motivation, and also take, we also enjoy those external validations as well.
Absolutely.
But that's how I would define motivation in my world. And it is very important when it comes to taking care of self. It's
Right.
very interesting though, because sometimes we're talking about values too. What motivates us is based on our perceptions and our values as well. And I think a lot of people have an easier time being motivated to help others, take care of others, help others
Absolutely.
with their wellness. But when it comes to taking care of our own wellness, for some reason, we don't have the same motivation. And
Yeah.
it really, I mean, maybe you guys can speak to that. It's actually a challenge for a lot of people. They'll give all their time to other things, but not to self. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a slightly different take, Judy Blake. Why don't you tell us what you were?
Well, so many things are coming into my mind now. I don't even remember exactly what I was going to say, but just listening to you guys, I think, the topic of motivation is sort of at the center of why anybody looks for a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why we have
Sure.
to try to learn how to coach ourselves. And right now, like you were saying, Liz, it's so hard. People, there are a lot of people that have like all this extra time right now, and yet it's hard to be motivated because you can't check off things. You can only do maybe one little part. So it's, I'm talking to all these different people, both clients and friends, and just my own struggles with, just having these moments of like not being able to move. There's just this heaviness that people are feeling right now, and we want to feel motivated. So it's like, oh, this is a great time to take care of myself, to allow for that, to get like some of these things done. And yet it's just harder than ever before. I mean, the things that help me, and, I've observed this with some other people, is, bringing just a little bit of gentle structure into your day if you don't have a structure right now. So if you can get up and just commit to doing something sort of first thing in the morning, that's it's about self-care, and also is just structured, like you agree to it. I literally myself, if I get up and I like make my coffee and I plop down, my normal routine would be to get up and go in and find something to watch while I work out, do my morning workout. But lately, like I get up and I turn something on to work out and I'm ready and I sit down. If I sit down, like all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, the heaviness of it all, and just this big yawning span of time in front of us right now of like the unknown. And when can I, it's not like we can't default to our usual techniques to sort of snap us out of it. But it does come down to like finding little things, whether it be like a little bit of a structure in your day, even if there's a lot of it there's not structured, but having something like sort of right away, I think can really help. And also just finding a couple things that you can do to sort of pull yourself up out of that. And for me, we've talked about this before, and a lot of people are talking about it right now, is just like going for a walk, or, just moving yourself, because you're sort of going down this drain and you got to pull yourself up and just do anything, literally anything that can shift your state of mind and shift your kind of lost feeling. And then you start finding a little motivation as you shift and pick yourself up. So it's different for everybody, whether you sing or whether you run around the house or whatever it is that you have easily accessible that can kind of just shift that state of mind.
Right.
Can I add to that?
Can
I add to that, Judy? What word keeps coming to me when you're talking, and this comes out of Feldenkrais as well, is starting with what's easy. So especially when we're talking about taking care of ourselves, let's say exercising. We're like, I have to exercise at least an hour a day. Well, if you're not doing that already, if it's not a natural rhythm in your life, you don't want to start there. You want to start with just walking around your house, doing something, walk out to your garden and back into the house, like something small. And what's really easy in this moment, what's something I can do that's easy and comfortable. And then over time, let that grow if it feels easy still. And I think we Americans don't go to what's easy. It's like, I got to struggle. I got to make this hard, you know? But we need to give ourselves permission, especially right now. Start with what's easy. So just adding to what you said.
It's funny because the word motivation can almost have a negative connotation. It's like, I didn't do the dishes, I'm not motivated enough. You know, I have no perseverance, I'm not motivated. And obviously we're talking about a positive form of motivation. But so taking off of what you said, Deb, about it being internal, I think almost inspiration is a better word. Just being inspired, because that is internal and that is motivating. It's not because I have to do it because I need this structure. It's I want to do it. And definitely if you're having trouble being inspired by anything, then it's like you said, Judy, you have to just start with somewhere, with something. I mean, I know for a lot, because I work with creative people mostly, and I know one thing that is inspirational and therefore motivating is just having some kind of end product. It could be like right now for my students who are, many of them are sort of becoming, you know, like, oh, I didn't practice this week. And, you know, then I ask what's going on and they're like, I don't know, because I didn't have anything I had to do. So they're just like sinking, like you said. So I have a couple of them planning performances in front of their families, just so that they have a deadline and something to have an end product. And I think that's really important for anything. I mean, we know that, right? We set goals with people, and as they achieve each goal, it makes you want to achieve the next one. It's a lot harder to find those things now. There are things, for me, there's like Quarantine Karaoke is a Facebook page that a lot of people are posting on now. And I know like Liz, you and Michael made a video of you singing on the terrace, whatever, like everybody in Italy was doing. Liz is in Italy. Should we say that? Liz is in Italy. But I think it's really important to, as you're just doing things and you're trying to just kind of get up and just feel alive, to try to make some kind of end product, even if it's just something you take a picture of and you show to other people so that you can get some kind of feedback. Because what's really missing is, like, even though I'm meeting with people on Zoom and I haven't really stopped seeing clients at all almost, there is some kind of, and I suspect it's like, what's it called? Sometimes I say oxycodone when I mean oxytocin. That's it. It's not oxycodone. I have to say the wrong one to get to the right one. But when you're working with other people or you're singing with other people or whatever, you release oxytocin, and it's a bonding thing. And I feel like that does not happen over Zoom. And it's a very hard thing to replace. But I do think that if we could come up with something, even if it's within your family, so maybe you're trying to eat better, make a big family meal out of it and have everybody contribute, or something to make an event out of something, so that when it's over, maybe you get a little bit of that dopamine high that you get from a performance, and it makes you want to do more stuff. I don't know if how clear I was with that.
Absolutely.
Very clear. It's just that natural energy that we get from each other when we have these real life exchanges. It's just, we're so cut off from that right now. Yeah. So it's about creating, coming up with some new ideas, and definitely going online. There's a lot of people, like you said, doing different things that can maybe inspire you. I'll tell you, the people I work with a lot of people who have a lot of grief and who are alone, and they are so cut off right now. And not only do they have all the stuff that we all have right now, but then they're alone with their grief without any, like, we don't have any way to get distracted in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Like, engaging in fun things does distract us from things that we're struggling with internally. Yeah. And it's not the only way. We have to deal with them from an internal standpoint, but it's just the balance of getting that external support is just not there right now. So,
and you can see it in so many people. There's so much fighting on Facebook right now. So much insanity on Facebook right now. Oh my God. I read a post, I'm like, oh, I'm angry already. I'm just gonna leave.
I've been finding connections that are coming out of the blue. So I'm reconnecting with people from my past, and
Nice.
because maybe because people are checking out what's going on in Italy, but new partnerships. Some of the singers that I sing with in the band here, we're sort of left out of what the instrument players are doing. So we've created our own little group, and we're going to like try some Manhattan Transfer songs together. And so it's new partnerships are popping up in my life. So I wish that for your clients who are full of grief. I think that there are people out there that they could connect with, and if they were possibly open to it.
Yeah. It is about just being able to pick up the phone or open
and not feeling silly about it.
Open your door to the other day I had last week was tough. It was the toughest week I've had. I had a couple of days that were just, I felt like there was a 1,000,000-pound weight on me, just, like crushing me down. It's depression, and I've never struggled with depression in a big way, but I could feel how this must be what it feels like, and it didn't last all day. I just was like visiting it because I'm alone most of the time. And so that is a big shift. And so one day though, I did reach out to an old friend, and I ended up on the phone for 3.5 hours. It was, by the time we were done, I was just, kind of exhausted, but she's one of my favorite people in the whole world who I never get to see. And it was just an interesting thing about like motivation and self-judgment and self-care. And part of me was like, oh my God, I didn't get anything done today. And then I was like, wait a minute. I had the most beautiful visit with somebody who I love so much, who I never get to see. And when we were both busy working and running around all the time, we never would have taken 3.5 hours to sit on the phone. So they're just all these little things of, be kind to yourself, allow this, and, be grateful for whatever does come in.
And don't use the motor. Go ahead. We haven't heard from you in a while, Deb.
What?
We haven't heard from you in a while. Go ahead.
Okay. I think when you get into those stuck places too, I naturally, I think the way we motivate ourselves is to find that one thing that makes us feel better. And hopefully it's not alcohol or cigarettes, but I just thought of that. But no, that one thing, that one healthy thing that makes us feel better, like reach out to a friend or go to Target and stand online with everybody with their masks on. I talk to probably more people now when I'm online, because we're all these things on our face and they're like, I hate this. Yeah, I hate this too, So,
except it's more like, I really hate this.
I can't breathe.
My glasses fog up. It's a mess.
I know, same here. But it's like, what's that one thing that can make us feel a little bit better? And I used to teach about behavior change, and behavior change is really about finding motivation in our lives to change our behavior or add a healthy behavior to our lives. And it's always about small steps, always. So what's that one thing I can do to make myself feel a little better right now? Reach out to a friend, go for a walk, go to Target, whatever it is. I know it's more limited right now, but so I have a question, Judy, if you don't mind answer. When you were feeling down, what did you choose to do? Did you choose to sit with it? Did you try to?
Well, I do sit with it a little bit. I definitely allow myself to sit with it, but it doesn't feel good. But the thing that always picks me up instantly is if I can get outside and just walk. And that was what happened last week. We had one day that was just pounding rain and cold, and we had snow, and then we had a couple of beautiful days. So when we have nice days, and I noticed even on like the weather was great, but I was still feeling that like, oh God, I can't move. But I'm pretty good at forcing myself. And I know if I can just put my sneakers on and walk out the door, almost instantly, it's all gone. Like it just, and that's, yeah, that's what it is. It's like everybody's got to find, and I mean, I know that's almost a universal thing if people have
Nature.
access to nature,
Nature,
and
yeah, absolutely.
just emotion. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I've got to go exercise. It's just like
Moving.
moving.
Exactly.
I think it's also important to give yourself permission to do something that isn't what you should do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That if you're finding the intrinsic motivation, as Deb said, to trust that, to go with what comes up for you, and not tamp it down and say, no, I shouldn't go for a walk. I'm supposed to be cleaning my kitchen.
Right.
But allowing what comes, and then you begin to trust yourself that what I want to do is what's good for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that during this period of time because I've been less productive regarding my business, but my business has been fine. And I've been letting things unfold. And here you guys are talking with me. That's a new thing that came out of this.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, so it's good to learn how little you can do and still be good.
Yes.
I need more like non-doing in my life. And I'm definitely more balanced about that now. So that is great.
Well, it is about finding our balance between being and doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about balancing masculine, feminine, being and doing, allowing and going forth.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
but it is about finding, we also, a lot of times we humans think that we have to do everything here. We like lose our balance because it's all about struggle, working hard and all that. And the truth is, like Judy, fine, you're saying, it's like when I start to just allow, it actually things come to me, or things happen, or
it just didn't
things
change.
unfold.
Nothing really changed. The unfolding just continued at the same rate.
Yeah, it's not like you had to go, "Arr."
I was, as they say in Israel, I was revving the gas in neutral. Something like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you were going somewhere. Because you said your business was still unfolding for you.
Basically,
without all the effort. So
yeah. So I know we could talk forever on this topic or any topic, but we should probably kind of sum it up. Does anybody want to summarize motivation? Go ahead.
I was taking notes because I really was agreeing with everything that everybody said. That find your intrinsic motivation, add a little structure, go for an end product, create some kind of event, and what did I say? Patience and creative solutions.
Good. Thank you for taking notes. That was awesome.
I'm going to add in, it's okay to start with what's easy, and it's okay to do things in small steps. I teach that to my clients all the time because it's almost something we just haven't been brought up to believe, and it actually works so much better. It really does.
I'd add on to that when you want to do it, anything's easy.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
That's the intrinsic motivation, though, isn't it?
And also stepping out of the box of what we were doing and trying to just fit that into this alternate reality we're in, allowing, just some other goal that we can finish to bubble up just from something inside of us that we love, like doing a karaoke challenge online, or something like really allowing, like, this is a chance that people can really just have fun too, and allow.
Don't try to fit this current life into the old life because it's different now. So you got to find the new thing.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to sum it up there because I feel like we're just going to go around again and add more things. So we're going to pull it together. About motivation. I think this is good stuff, guys.